What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, I'm Adriana. I am a nutrition coach with Precision Nutrition and someone just on their wellness journey as well. And I have a really fun video for you guys, and it's all about working out. And especially if you're a beginner, I feel like finding the right workout can be kind of stressful, or like figuring out what you need to do can be stressful. So I want to kind of go through what you should be looking for, kind of just some points I think that I know for me would be beneficial if I knew when I was starting out. So I don't want to make this intro too long, and let's get into it. But first, a side note, I am holding my phone like this because I'm using the voice notes as a microphone. So hopefully this works, because if not, that means I'm just going to be holding my phone for the whole video for no reason. Let's do this. I also did not think this through because the notes are on my phone, so it's fine. So my first point is, what are your goals? But within this point, I do have two sub points. So the first one is all about, what do you want your physique to look like aesthetically, all of that. So let's start there, especially because I know this can get misconstrued, and I don't want to get this taken out of context because it's not what you think. I'm trying it to not be negative, because there is obviously a very negative connotation to like the wrong things about physique and aesthetics and all that. This is mostly in, how do I explain it? In a way of like, what kind of exercise do you want to get to like the body you want? For example, I love strength training, and one of the reasons I like strength training is that I want to have a very toned, muscular vibe. That's what I want. I do want my arms to get toned. I want you to see the muscles in my arms. Like, that's something that's very important to me, and that is something that you can only get if you strength train. That's the only way. So that is where I'm getting towards with this specific sub points, because again, I don't want to get misconstrued or like taken out of context. What I mean is, like, there are certain workouts that get you to what I guess you want to look like. Also, another major side point for women, you are not going to get super muscular, because I have been lifting for a while now and my arms are not big at all. So I just want to point that out, because again, that's still like a misconception that a lot of people have, specifically women who don't want to weight lift because they're like, oh my gosh, my arms are gonna be super muscular. Trust me, they will not, because I'm just trying to get my arms toned, and it's taking me a while, okay? And I'm taking all the protein, all of that stuff. So no, it's not gonna happen. Don't worry. But again, with this point, is more so of that. Like, I know that I want to get those type of muscles. I want to get my quads like looking great. That's what strength training is going to get me to. But let's say you're like not looking to build muscle and all of that. There's other forms of exercise that can get you to where you want. So just look at what you exactly want to do. This is also why I'm saying that I want this to get kind of taken out of context. I know the whole Pilates thing is currently popular right now, and if that's what you want to do, then go for it. There's some people that just want to get fit and not have, muscly arms. There's people that just want to get fit and not focus on like muscles and that. That's okay too. So I feel like that's also important to look at of what you want to do. For example, runners have great legs. Honestly, like all forms of exercise, regardless of what you think, do focus on something. Like, runners, they're using their legs a lot. Honestly, whatever kind of form of working out can focus on one specific thing. So again, make sure to see like, okay, this is what I want to do. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm getting my point across. Again, I don't want this to veer into a negative zone, because it can easily get into a negative zone. And I do not want that. I want us to have all a healthy mentality in terms of working out and all that stuff. So I hope that makes sense. And then my second sub point within this point is, what is your end goal? And obviously you may like, well, I just want to work out to look fit. That is a great end goal. Whatever gets you to that, you should do. But I feel like another perspective that I have with this is, again, what I was saying. Like, I want to be strong. I want to lift really heavy. That is my personal thing. I want to lift heavy. I want to look like I go to the gym. So I strength train. I do progressive overload. So that means I track my weights every time I go to the gym, see where I can improve, up my weights. That's just something that I know that I'm doing, because I know one day I want to be able to be like, yes, I lift super heavy. So that's what I want to do. That is my end goal. I want to be a strong person. But I know, like, let's say you want to run a marathon. That is an end goal. And there are a lot of exercises that supplement running, actually. If you guys haven't followed Chris Hui, I definitely recommend her channel. I love her channel so much. But obviously she's like focusing a lot on running, and she'll show like her supplemental workouts to that, and like stuff that like helps her recover, all that stuff. So definitely check her out. But if you want to run a marathon, you have to do like a running program. There's no way around it. You have to do a running program. So that is your end goal. I feel like that's something important that I wanted to say, because I feel like with all things are trending all the time, especially on social media. Things happen, you see things and you're like, that looks really cool, and they could be really cool. I'm not saying that one thing's better than the other. I'm just saying whatever helps you into what you actually want to do, definitely go for it. Like I said, I love strength training. That's my thing. But I know that I want to incorporate ballet dancing into my routine. That might sound so out of nowhere, but I just really enjoy dancing, and I know that like it's something that is challenging, but like different from the challenging that I already do. So I thought that would be fun, and I will do that at least one of my off days. That way I can just get that kind of movement in, and it's just like a fun way to also like de-stress, because life can be stressing. So what is your end goal? Like I said, if you just don't care and you're like, I just want to move my body, that's also great. Do, I guess, what's best for you, which actually leads to my next point, which is do what makes you happy. I feel like, again, with trends, especially when it comes to fitness, I feel like these can be really tricky because there's no one size fits all in terms of fitness and wellness. And I feel like I wish more people talked about that, because obviously a lot of people don't. But I do wish people talked about how there's no really one size fits all. I have a whole video on why I don't like what I eat in a day videos. If you guys want to check that out, I just don't adhere to that kind of mentality in terms of wellness, fitness, because everyone's different, everybody's body is different. And I know that there's a lot of trends in terms of like fitness or what to do. Like obviously strength training was huge. I know running is also really popular right now. Pilates is obviously very popular right now. And they're not bad things. I'm not saying, oh, don't follow trends. If it gets you to find a new way of exercising, that's actually great. That's what we should be doing. But my point is, do something that you genuinely like and enjoy. For example, I did try to start a running program, and I ended up getting to week 4 of this program. I was doing one on the Nike Run app, which is, I do recommend, pretty good if you want to start running. And honestly, I got into week 4 and I was like, I actually kind of hate this. I was just dreading thinking about running. I don't know. I feel like I personally just got really bored because you're just running. And sure, like I have music going on, but usually, like, for example, when I'm weightlifting, I do have rest times and I'm able to like check my phone, answer texts, all that stuff. But obviously when you're running, I feel like I was just focused on the run, and I feel like that did not bring joy to me. If there's something that you don't care for, don't do it. Because I feel like this is also what leads to burnout. And this is why people stop working out, because they're like, I'm doing this one thing and I hate it. For example, when I started working out, I actually had a personal trainer, and she would have me do HIIT workouts at the end, which is crazy. We would do a workout, and in like the last 10 minutes, we would do HIITs, and I hated HIIT. I think they got to the point where like I just dreaded going to my sessions, because I was like, I do not want to do HIITs. And HIIT is great. I actually do every once in a while just to spice it up. So they're not bad workouts. It's just personally for me, the thought about doing that multiple times a week just sounded dreadful. Honestly, made me not excited to work out. Again, the whole point is that you want to be excited about your workouts. Sure, there's going to be days that are challenging and you're just like, I'm so tired, or like you're just not in the head in the game. I feel like that's separate, because I feel like I get like that with even my strength training workouts. There are just days that like I'm just going through the motions, Motivation is a whole other thing. Like staying just consistent is a whole other thing. But what I'm saying is that if you are genuinely like every single workout being like, I hate these movements, why am I doing this? Find something else. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. Whatever gets you moving is a good answer. Like I said, walking is so underrated. Just go on a walk. I know I've been doing that for like my active rest days. I just walk because that's great. I'm getting my steps in, At least I'm getting up and moving. That's all that matters. Whatever gets you up and going is important. Don't be afraid to try new things. Obviously, there's so many forms of like exercises out there or workouts out there. For example, I want to try Round 9 one of these days, which is like that boxing classes that they have. I think that would be really fun. I want to try it. Like I said, I want to take more ballet classes because that just sounds cool. I just think that sounds great. So I feel like sometimes we do overcomplicate this part of like starting to work out, where should you start, all that stuff. Honestly, if you're like brand new and you're like, I have no idea where to begin, just pick anything, like a class or anything that you think sounds interesting. And then if you're like, oh, I love it, I'm gonna continue doing it, great. And then if you're like, I'm not really keen, cool, try another class. I'm gonna say it again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever helps you get moving, because that's honestly the most important part. You might just walk every day. That's also okay. I know there's sometimes a whole mentality of like, this workout is better than the other. I know you'll hear like a lot of like gym bros say that strength training is the best, which I love strength training. I've said it already. But I think for me, what I want to encourage people is to just get moving. I know that like everyone has a preference. We're not going to hide it. But I feel like I don't feel good telling people like, oh, whatever you're doing is wrong. Like, no, at least you're getting up and moving, That's all we want. You know, at the end of the day, that's the most important part of all of this. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Just some little points to help you get started on the journey, because I know for sure I did not know what I was doing. It's so funny because like I have an Apple Watch, and obviously like even regardless if you change devices, obviously it's all connected to your Apple ID. And it's so funny because when I started working out was like back in 2018, and I have a workout logged for 200 minutes, and I couldn't stop laughing because obviously like every time it like tells me like you haven't beat your record, and it's always from 2018, and I can't stop laughing. And it's because back then I would just go to the gym and literally do every machine. Like I had no idea what I was doing, so I was just going on every machine and then going on the treadmill. That was my workout. But obviously it's all a learning process. No one starts off knowing everything, and don't think that they do, because obviously there's people that make it seem like they were born in the gym, and that's not true. Everyone started somewhere, and everyone's learning to get there. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to do whatever workout works best for you. Don't let people be like, that's wrong, you should do this. No, you're moving. That's all that matters. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions or any thoughts, let me know down below. And make sure to subscribe if you want to stick around. I like sharing these type of videos because I wish this is like stuff that I wish someone told me when I was starting on my journey. So I hope this is helpful for you. Like I said, let me know if you guys have any questions, thoughts down below. And that is it for this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye!